So after that, we had the Okada-Omega basically contract signing and the unveiling of the AEW Unified Championship. But before that, we got this fucking excellent 6-minute video package for Okada and Omega. And I think if you were somebody that watched those matches in real time, you really appreciated it. You really felt like, okay, they're taking time to try to show this thing to be special to people that have not seen this before. I don't know if they necessarily achieved their goal, because a big part that the video packages can't really cover, because I don't think pro wrestling promotions really have an incentive to do this. Like, they cannot properly convey like how great those matches were in real time and then sell it based on that. Like,
Right.
so like they have no incentive to do that or whatever, because it's like you're
And and from a storytelling perspective of promoting a match, it's more important that people that have watched the matches or have not watched matches understand the rivalry between those two more than however great those matches were. So I think they actually got the main objective they got accomplished. But I agree with you.
yeah
So
it,
I think like if you were wondering like why is it such a big deal, and they show you those like this is the story of like if they had put it a little bit longer, like this title reign, and obviously it's another promotion you probably can't do this, but it's like hey this title reign that Kazuchika Okada had, it may be the greatest pro wrestling title reign of all time. Um, Maybe that would add a little bit more to it to show you like the kind of journey that it took or the kind of mountain that Okada was, or maybe it makes you be like, if he was that, then why is he not that here? I
mhm.
don't know, but either way, I thought it was really well done in saying like these two
I was
had a
fired up watching
defining,
it.
thing. It also, boy, you know what this felt like? You know when they show like footage of like the 2013 NBA Finals or the 16 Finals, and you're like, I don't, bro, this shit was not this grainy. I remember seeing it. And the footage was looking cloudy and dusty. I was like, bro, I no. There's no way that in 7 years, 6 years, 7 years that like the camera work or the graphics and stuff has changed so much. We're like now it's like I'm watching fucking Jordan footage. Jordan last shot pushing off Brian Russell now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
We getting old, man. We getting old.
but
Cause it's like you remember this shit in your mind crystal clear and vivid, and then all of a sudden you see the footage. It's like there's no way the cameras have changed this much in this amount of time. No way.
I mean, maybe they was just playing the 720p copy that had always been on New Japan World. But
You know what? That might be it. And because when they were showing, I was like, damn, this shit look dusty. And then they showed both of them in the AEW footage. I was like, God damn it. All right, man. All right.
yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
like I don't know if like this got it over with people that don't have any connection to this, but for someone that does, like it was so exciting, and I think it was so appreciated to try to show the deference to it, because like this was a rivalry that rewrote in-ring performance, that just kind of took it to a whole new level. And the thing is, since then we've seen matches like in this vein. We've seen the rise of Will Ospreay. We've seen Danielson come
Hmm.
back. We've seen the Bucks, Hangman, Swerve, like different people like step up to these like legendary levels. Not to mention your Kota Ibushi's, Tomohiro Ishii, Tetsuya Naito,
Yeah.
everybody else in that time period just carrying it forward. It's like it's so hard to show how special that one was, because what they did in those matches became the standard and that
Yeah.
everyone competed with.
Right.
And
It's like when you first heard like Lex Luger's 808,
yeah,
right? And then it's like now, like I got another example, perfect one, right? You remember when Dominic Wilkins dunked on Larry Bird and knocked his ass to the ground in midair?
yeah,
You ever seen that clip?
mm-hmm.
Kane has this big like he likes basketball, but what he really likes is watching clips of people getting dunked on, right? So
Sound like a real nigga to me.
that yeah, until he starts wanting to until he starts wanting to talk to you during the middle of a playoff game about dunks, and I'm like, there's a game on right now. You're going to see a dunk. So anyway, he he starts asking me, "What's the best dunk you've seen?" He'll do it like every few days, and I'm like, "I think I told you, like, these dunks." He's like, "Oh, those are good." And he's like, so he started asking about other dunks and whatever else. I was like, "There's this dunk, whatever." I showed him the Dominique dunk on Larry Bird. He puts Larry Bird's ass in the ground. The crowd's losing their mind. He goes, "I don't think that's a good dunk." It's like, okay, I see what you mean. So like, this is a perfect example of like the thing that happens first as time passes that gets emulated and stuff gets patterned off of or whatever else, it may, it becomes less special in the eyes of people that only saw the things that it was imitating. Right. So like that's a big thing. So that's one of those things where it's like, I can't believe this fucking sixth grader going to be seventh grader saw Dominique Wilkins dunk on Larry Bird so hard that he fell to the fucking floor on the baseline, and they said like that's not a good dunk. I just couldn't believe it. Like I rage flashed over my body. I was like, I wanted to do one of those like full on things to a 6-year-old as far as like you're wrong because X, Y, Z was like whatever. Like I was like, it's one of those things like I just had to suffer it and deal with it because like there's no way he's gonna get it because he never saw what basketball was before then that led to where we are now where, you get an Anthony Edwards dunk or you get a Ja Morant dunk. He loved them to the death, by the way. Why? Because they dunk on people like crazy. So, yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, another one. Never told you about this one. Sorry for digressing. He asked me and Daniel one time, was Jason Tatum the best basketball player in the world? We're like, no, Jokic was. He looked at us like we had 4 heads combined. I was like, I can't believe this. I just can't. Jason Tatum is the best basketball player in the world, and he's better than Jokic. This was like last year. Me and Daniel were
find
like,
out Caden is on Twitter with an avatar, with an Anthony Edwards avatar arguing with people.
It's because It's because Jokic don't dunk. That's what it is.
Maybe you should.
It's because Jokic don't dunk.
Got to capture the youth in this country. But as far as and I think they couldn't just coast on the video package or whatever, so that's why they did what they did after, which they pulled out the new AEW Unified Championship. These have plates, one for the Rainmaker, one for the One Wing Angel on there, and I saw this. I loved it. I thought it was like, oh man, this rivalry is like immortalized in some small way or whatever. There's the arguments of maybe you should have done something based on AEW history or whatever, but it's a choice they made. I think that.
Well, I mean, they kind of did. The promotion don't exist if not for this match, if not for this rivalry.
There is that.
There's also that. So, So I like the belt. However, jokes, right? So do you remember V1 of the AEW Women's title?
Yeah.
It looks just like that.
But bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. This is pointing out in my mind. I was thinking like I haven't seen any, I haven't looked at it. I wonder if anyone's made that joke online or whatever else and racked up the likes or not. But it's there. Someone has to, obviously present it better than I just did, but it's there.
Yeah. So the winner is getting that belt, and the international and the continental are going away. And basically, Kenny came out there and said he spoke earnestly to Okada, who at this point, he told him to come out. He says 7 years almost to the day we had our last match. Let's leave it all in the ring one final time for everything. I was getting excited. I was like, let's get it. And then all of a sudden, that Don Callis music started hitting. I was like, all right, here we go. And then Kenny Omega fucking snaps. And he's like, fuck this. Essentially, you're not going to ruin this match. I know all your tricks. And then, basically says, you're not going to. He cusses a couple times. He was pretty animated.
Yeah. You know what I wanted, honestly?
What?
Even when Omega first came back and Callis interrupted him, and then Omega basically just ran straight up, just straight on site, ran and got him. I want him to do that again. Not like I want that to be a constant tradition. Callis shows up to interrupt Kenny Omega. Omega said, "You know what? I'm gonna take a piece out your ass every single time I see.
None of this.
But go ahead, Rich.
Oh,
Go
but
ahead, Rich. Tell us what happens from there.
yeah. So like, he said, "I know all your tricks," and then Cal's like, "You didn't know this one," and then all of a sudden, that camera swings the long way, and then you're like, "Fuck." Okada's out here about to join him. So Okada drops Kenny from the back and joins with Don Callis. And after all these years, Don Callis has finally bought Kazuchika Okada. James, how do you feel about this?
So this will be the first time going into an Okada-Omega match where I'll be rooting for Kenny Omega. There's that. Also, there's this part where it's like, damn it. He's gonna be on fucking commentary for this match. I can't fucking escape the donkey.
Actually, you will, because you'll be in person.
Fuck, man. Oh yeah, but even a rewatch, I have to watch that summer through.
You ain't rewatching this shit.
Maybe, probably not. But yeah, maybe years from now. But still, I was like, man, all right. So, but the only glimmer of hope I have out of this, not to say that his involvement makes the matches better. They don't. It is a personal thing where he irritates the shit out of me, and I think he's an evil guy. He's an evil character that I think should always be getting his ass kicked left and right. So this leaves possibility that I finally get my Kenny Omega V trigger on Don Callis.
It's always there.
So
anytime
it's always there.
Looping Don back in.
Kenny Omega gonna give me one. He gonna give me one of these days. They gonna give me that, and it's gonna be special.
It might be in person.
I could be in person, boy. If that, you know how I might hit a backflip in the damn crowd if he hits that shit in front of me. I don't even know how to do a backflip yet.
So this nigga Don Callis pulls out his steel police baton. I'm like, why do you have this? And
Pops.
And he basically swings that shit at Kenny. He gives it to Okada, strikes him. Kenny collapses. Basically, they keep
right in the diverticulitis.
Yep, keep hitting him, and then the medical personnel picks him up, and then Cal's gloated from ringside. Then all of a sudden, Kazuchika Okada was like, "I'm still on your ass," and he returned, and he basically catches this nigga on the gurney, and then gives him a elbow drop from the top rope. So Okada's wearing a suit this entire time. So like the way he does the elbow drop is like he don't jump, he just falls. That shit is always funny.
He don't even fall. He lean and drops. Yes. So bro, all right. So he gives him the one from the top turnbuckle to the stretcher joint that's in the ring, or the flat board on that's in the ring, right? And I'm like, okay. And then I've already seen the clips of him with the bloody mouth or whatever else. So I'm like, okay. So what the hell does he do to give him the bloody mouth? So then this motherfucker comes off the apron onto the gurney, which is less actually painful than him being on the thing, like the first one he gave him. And then Omega comically gives a bro. I fucking start howling with laughter. Like,
is this even to tell me shit?
They just showed this video package of, you know, three of like the 10 greatest matches I've ever seen in my life, right? Of this rivalry of like super, you know, just super spectacular, real, you know, ultra violent wrestling, right? Easy to buy in, easy to suspend your disbelief. And then you mean to tell me this motherfucker gets an elbow drop and just admit, bro, he vomited blood up. Yes. And like that's basically what he did. And I was like, all right, bro, okay. Like it turned into like a what do you call it? Remember the shootout scene in Django Unchained when the blood was just flying ridiculous? Yes. It was like, this is not like, it was one of those way the blood was coming out of Omega's mouth. I was like, this is all right. This turned into slapstick comedy all of a sudden. Yeah. I was like, all right, man. Like it's funny. I thought it worked. So it slides. I'm like, Kenny Omega's hilarious. He's just hilarious. Everything he does is funny, bro.
Was this some anime stuff? I thought I saw people comparing it to something that happened in anime, like where he spits out the blood or something.
Maybe it was. There's a lot of those. I haven't seen all the animes in the world. There's dozens and dozens and dozens. I've only watched maybe like a handful of them ever.
Come on, I don't watch the anime. I save them all for you. Like, come on, man.
Thanks. Oh. Yeah, I have not watched Beep or Bleach or Cowboy Bebop, so I'm not much of a anime person as much as I wish I could be. I'm watching live action anime every Wednesday.